Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Robert Stickle. I'm also joined by my colleague Jose Levy. Jose will be today's presenter and will discuss the topic of Tales from Implementation, OnePlan, Microsoft PPM, and the Effective PMO. This webinar is a new addition to our series of adaptive webinars, so if you enjoy this video, feel free to watch the others we have available on our channel and look towards the next installment, which we'll be releasing soon. And as always, I hope that today's presentation grants you some insight into the world of project and portfolio management and gets you excited for the new developments happening within the industry and here at OnePlan. Thank you again. I'll now turn the presentation over to Jose.
Thank you, Robert, and thanks everyone for joining. We're going to be giving you an update on our implementation stories of OnePlan within the Microsoft ecosystem, Microsoft Project Portfolio Management for an effective PMO. So before I start, I just want to highlight that OnePlan has been Partner of the Year for Microsoft in Project Portfolio Management, either a winner or finalist for the last 5 years. And what that means is that we have focused a lot on the Microsoft ecosystem, and we are an important, if not the most important partner in driving project portfolio management within the Microsoft enterprise accounts. You see here also that we list Gartner, Infotech, and some of the other research analysts. And I think that's also important to highlight because part of our story is that we are project portfolio management experts, and we build our solution based on best practices, based on what our customers are telling us, based on what the capabilities and the features that are required in the solution in order to allow an organization to improve project portfolio management. And I'll be saying a lot strategic portfolio management because that's the highest, I guess, aspirational use case that that you can have for project portfolio management, in which you're really integrating both strategy and IT investments. So it's a true differentiator as a SPM solution, SaaS solution vendor that needs to be recognized. And as a result, I know this is a busy slide, but I want to highlight that, and we've done this in prior webinars, when it comes to the SPM landscape and all the different scenarios that are available, our capabilities, again, because we are an SPM pure play, we're not just an add-on to Power Apps or an application that somebody built on Power Apps. We are a SaaS SPM vendor that gives you the flexibility to address multiple scenarios within your organization. So our tool is built that way, and whether you're focusing on demand management or focusing on strategy, or you can see in the top the focus areas and the personas underneath, we're building our solution to make sure that all those different user stories are addressed. If you look at the hype cycle and all of the different areas of strategic portfolio management that you could be addressing within your organization, again, we are building our solution templates to address them, whether it's per a strategy realization office, the strategic portfolio management template, or an PMO, or whether you're doing Agile. Our Agile enablement for organizations is very high, specifically for Azure DevOps within the Microsoft ecosystem. If you're doing something for a business unit, our portfolio planning template is very good. We've entered the product portfolio management, and then finally, our Sophia GPT is within all of our templates, but AI-enabled PPM and RPA-enabled PPM are strategic portfolio management scenarios that are going to grow, and we address that. So again, we give you the most flexibility to address all of these scenarios, and we do it also through our integrations. So I want to mention that because even though we are purpose-built for the Microsoft 365 platform, we can also live within other ecosystems. If you want to have your solution be within Smartsheet, or your solution be within Salesforce or ServiceNow, our integration platform allows that. Whether you're talking about bringing data in or taking data to those line of business systems. So in the end, what we want to position is, your organization has an IT application landscape. So there's applications for capabilities that support capabilities and processes and business units. OnePlan is that cornerstone application, specifically if you're within the Microsoft ecosystem, that can actually address those multiple scenarios. So you're not going to go wrong by selecting OnePlan for strategic portfolio management. And coming back to the Microsoft and Microsoft PPM, what Microsoft is doing is basically focusing on providing tooling for collaborative work and project management. So you have Planner, you have Project. For the web, you still have Project Desktop. You have to do, and you have all the other tools that right now most of the organizations are accessing through Teams, which include the full suite of M365. And I include in that outer loop Dynamics 365, Azure, the Power Platform, because those are important components. In fact, that's where Microsoft is making its investments for Project for the Web. Now, I highlight the Project Desktop Client because it's something that we support, and as part of creation of a strategic portfolio management solution. And in the future, unfortunately, that will not be part of Microsoft's vision for Project for the Web and the Power Platform, and OnePlan actually does address it. So I think it's important because there are still a lot of Project Desktop Client users out there. So as you can see, what OnePlan does is we are that all-encompassing solution that converts what you have, your investment in M365, into a strategic portfolio management solution. Now, on the outer edge, I place all the other external systems that we need to integrate, and it just really depends on what makes most sense from a investment standpoint and data requirement standpoint. But by this point, our OneConnect platform, as I said before, can bring in data from any of those external line of business systems, whether it's agile planning, ITSM, financials, your financial project financials, HR systems, strategy systems, or your sales tracking systems. So all of those can actually be brought into, all that data can be connected to OnePlan, and as a result, be part of the entire data set that you're managing within M365. So one of the big takeaways is that what we've done over the last several years is we've taken what Microsoft has provided in terms of Microsoft Project and Power Apps, which is really Project for the Web, and the Project Accelerator, which OnePlan provided to Microsoft, and add the capabilities in order to make that solution a complete strategic portfolio management solution. And there's different ways of actually addressing that. I just want to highlight that we complete the picture in SPM from Microsoft in Project for the Web and the Accelerator. And highlight here the strongest areas, time management in terms of whether it's a task or timesheets, financial management with our OnePlan Financials, our OnePlan Resource Planner, and then our OnePlan Portfolio and Modeler. If we move then to why are customers selecting that are in M365 selecting OnePlan as a choice for project portfolio management? Well, first of all, we're purpose built for portfolio management, and we're a SaaS solution hosted in Azure. So as I said before, we're really focused on honing in on what's going to make you improve portfolio management in the organization. We are not a Power App component framework app that has code that might have risk in terms of updates and stability. So we are a full solution in the Azure cloud. We have the second point is I think the strongest. We give you the most flexible deployment options for the Microsoft clouds. You can choose to use OnePlan on its own. You can choose to have it within Teams. You can choose to have it within the Project Power App. You can choose to have it within Project Operations. So it just depends on the scenario and what makes most sense. You're not forced into any of these, and what we're really trying to do is figure out what makes most sense from a deployment standpoint and cost standpoint also, because entering into the world of Power Apps brings an entire set of capabilities internally that you have to build. So and also there's lower risk with OnePlan, because again you have that flexibility of continuing to improve strategic portfolio management without having to make a decision on a direction, a technical preference that's going to have long-term impact on the organization. Now, the third is, we are adaptive by nature in the sense that we bring all work from all planning systems. So whether you're talking about Azure DevOps, Planner, Jira, we are trying to bring, give you the full picture by giving you the ability to bring all of that work into OnePlan connected to the M365 platform. So we talk a lot about crawl, walk, run, and I'm going to show some examples here, and then we'll jump into the demonstration. So here the important concept is how we complement what's already there in the Project Power App. So I highlight the areas, strategy, portfolio prioritization, financials, capability, my work, and timesheet. At the same time, we're leveraging what's already there. Project request, programs, obviously projects and tasks, and then what's already there in terms of risk issue changes, governance, and so on. So we're completing the picture so that you have a complete solution. And this is for an organization that would decide to go down the route of using the Project Power App. So, which, again, it's a technical preference. So if your organization either has Dynamics or Project Operations, or has already embarked on having a number of Power Apps and even has the Accelerator, this would be a way of accelerating into having a complete project portfolio management solution. And really how that occurs is we really embed OnePlan within the Power App. So it's a much simpler process than having custom solutions and PCF code embedded, less risk, and at the same time, giving you the ability to have that complete set of features for driving project portfolio management. The next scenario is one in which OnePlan comes and brings the ability to integrate within that project portfolio work from other planning systems outside of Project for the Web. So here we're talking about integrating, most importantly, the desktop, because you cannot actually, other than importing and continuing to work on a plan and Project for the Web, with OnePlan you can import your desktop project desktop client schedule and continue making updates through it. If you're doing work in Azure DevOps and actually need to have the perspective of epics and features together with projects and deliverables, that's what OnePlan provides. So in this case, now we're talking about having a full adaptive hybrid model where you can have all work from all systems, and not only Microsoft, but you could have Jira in here also that actually brings other agile work or other systems, Smartsheet even. So you're leveraging the Power Platform at the same time that you're bringing work from other solutions. And I'll be showing that in a second also. So before I go, I'm going to highlight a couple of case studies that where we've actually done this. So the first one is Albany International, which is interesting because they actually came to us through Microsoft, and they were literally piloting what was available out of the box. So they're choosing Project for the Web because it is available with M365 for them, and they wanted to also put the accelerator, the Project Accelerator, or Project Empower app, so that they could actually start tracking, project metadata and having sort of portfolio of projects. And that worked well in the short term until they kind of grew out of it and actually needed more capabilities, as I said earlier. And what they did there is they actually added OnePlan to the accelerator, and they ended up requiring those capabilities after going through the use of the out of the box Project Accelerator and Project for the Web. And they are supporting 800 active projects and 200 users, and there's very compelling reasons for using Project for the Web because it's available through Office, and so a very good story on how you can start with Project for the Web and the Accelerator, and then add OnePlan capabilities to enhance what you have. The second one is wall clippers, and I actually participated in this, so I know a little bit about the case study. They're a global manufacturer of professional and consumer clippers. They sell their product in 165 countries. They have manufacturing facilities all over the world. So they were going through an internal transformation and wanted to address strategic portfolio management, as well as new product development, as well as collaborative work management within the organization. So the way this played out, because they're global, they needed to have it available everywhere. They wanted to also leverage what was available through Microsoft 365, which is Project for the Web. They wanted to also leverage the accelerator for their teams, really, not for an PMO, but wanted to give teams the ability to have their inventory of projects in the Project Accelerator. A lot of, again, collaborative work management. In other words, they, at the team level, they just wanted to provide the tool to everybody to have, projects and assignments, task assignments across the organization. At the strategic level, they decided to use OnePlan. So here you have a dual scenario where at the lower level of the organization was enabled with Project for the Web and the Accelerator, and then for the strategic level, OnePlan was used. Power BI was used across the organization, so that was the reporting capability that was implemented. And this is where actually where it turned out. We had OnePlan at the portfolio program management level, OnePlan standalone, and then the Project Accelerator for collaborative work management for the rest of the organization. It's interestingly here, there was another area that used OnePlan for new product development. So there was actually even a second group. Also, because of OneConnect, some of the projects that were in Project for the Web actually were, promoted, if you will, to the OnePlan strategic portfolio management solution. So that's a case where, if the project was important enough, it actually got integrated into OnePlan as part of the picture also. So it was an interesting scenario because it met requirements for, a wide scope of users within the organization, and you really had the ability to use them all of the tools that were on the table. So as always with a PPM initiative, adoption and change management, you have to support the users so that you can sustain the implementation, and then that is through training, resources, support for the user base, and then finally if projects made it to the strategic level, have the ability to connect them or integrate them into one plan from from project for the web. So that happened as a result of portfolio steering committee sessions where those decisions were made. So the final is Technicolor, a worldwide leader in media and entertainment. Well known for award-winning artist, technologist. And here, this is a scenario that's going to be encountered by many organizations where they're using Project Server or Project Online PWA, which is that end of life is coming for the solutions. Microsoft has announced that the definitive timeline is not announced yet, although we anticipate it will be within the next 12 months. But it's well known by now that Project Online will be retired at some point. So you have organizations like Technicolor that you really need to move from your existing Project Server and Project Online, and it means you have to also have an opportunity to meet requirements that you're probably currently not meeting with those solutions, which is, in the case of Technicolor, integrating Jira, Project Professional, and Excel. The reality is Project Server and Project Online haven't had investments for a number of years. So, there is a need for a more modern user experience, and enhancing reporting capabilities, which is really one of the main outputs and outcomes of project portfolio management. So that was the drivers for moving away from migrating off Project Server. And in this case, there were a number of additional capabilities that we provided. We integrated with Jira again through our OneConnect. Power Automate is pulling data from multiple systems into one plan. So again, leveraging the workflow capability of Power Automate directly into one plan. In this case, they're not using the accelerator, they're literally using OnePlan standalone, which is a choice. You do not need to go down the route of Power Apps and the Project Accelerator with OnePlan. You could be using OnePlan on its own. Again, that theme of flexibility that we provide. And then we have time sheeting, so we provided that capability. And then again, automated user management with Power Automate. And you can see here that there's a number of components that we brought to the table in terms of leveraging capabilities that Microsoft has in order to the project desktop, as I said before, OnePlan Work Planner and Jira. So they're maintaining their investment in Microsoft while getting the capabilities that OnePlan brings to the table. The roadmaps are built when we talk about using migrating, in this case, from Project Server into OnePlan, and that means that it's over quarters and even years. So you want to continue to use the solutions and have multiple releases of capabilities for your user base. So and obviously continuing to focus on Power BI, because that's really the focus of reporting. So think about that long-term roadmap that you're going to build when you initiate a project like this. So what I'd like to do now is turn and show you just a feature flash of what I was talking about, so you understand and have an idea. Let me switch here. So the first thing I want to show is the project for the web in the Power App or the Project Accelerator. And this is the out-of-the-box experience. You can actually download this from GitHub and start using it immediately. And you can even start making changes in order to address your specific requirements. We do that for customers, that want to have a custom Project Power App. Even without OnePlan, just to get started, that's the first step, crawl that I did not address because again, we are for the sake of time, and most organizations by now are coming to us for that added capability. So what really happens is if you add the OnePlan components, you can see that within my navigation now I have more capabilities that I've added. And in this case, for simplicity's sake, what we do is we have our OnePlan portfolios analyzer, our modeler for what if scenarios, and then our resource plan. So if we go here, we can see that we have programs and projects that are being shown. All of these projects this is OnePlan integrated directly within the Project Accelerator. So it's a real easy way of adding that planning hierarchy. So you could have, even portfolios if you wanted to. We purposely left it just like the Accelerator, so that's why there was only program and projects here. I'll show in a second a separate environment that has that. But the rest of the solution is, driven by the out-of-the-box experience. So I think the significance of that is, you can very easily, and in this case, we're using OnePlan, so we have a toggle here. You can very easily combine both experiences in order to, have a full portfolio management solution. Here, financials embeds the OnePlan financial capability, where you can do budget, forecast, actuals, and then resources summarizes what you've done in Project for the Web and gives you that capability, whether it's committed or scheduled work. So this is actually the work that's being done in Project for the Web. In tasks, here's Project for the Web. Let me go ahead. Project for the Web, basically the schedule that's built in Project for the Web is rendered within the application, and that's actually what is being summarized within the resource plan. The rest of the solution, risk log, issue log, change log, is essentially the same. So again, nice combination of bridging the gaps and providing you with what would be a full portfolio management solution. If we go back to Analyzer, you can see here that you have your different views that enhance the capability that that is already there with the Accelerator. And I think most significant, two things. If you wanted to do what if scenario planning, modeler is something that our modeler features what if capability in order to do scenarios and compare constraints based on what you want to either funding or resources that you want to manage. And then same thing in terms of benefits or committed resources. And then you can go through and deselect projects based on prioritization, based on the different criteria, and then select out in order to try to make your scenario, and then save the scenario. So there's a lot more to this, but I just wanted to highlight that again, that is not available in the out-of-the-box Project Accelerator. And you can add OnePlan to it in order to have that capability. and you can have different different models also. And then finally, the resource plan, which is most important. Basically, you're summarizing all of the work that was created from your project schedules. You can also do top-down. This is the committed plan is really top-down scheduling in case you have a resource plan engagement model with your resource managers. But here's this is the scheduled work. This is actually what's taking place with all the projects that we have in the solution. So again, in a very simple way, we've added OnePlan capabilities. We've maintained what's in the accelerator and giving you a full project portfolio management solution. So if you're in a very if you want to start at a very basic level or crawl or walk level, this is the way to go. And again, you've made the conscious decision to go down the path of using Power Apps, which is perfectly fine. And now you have a full portfolio management solution, using OnePlan. Now, the alternative, if you're using Project Accelerator, would just be to use OnePlan separately. So this is actually the same solution, but without Power Apps. So again, that flexibility, that power of choice that we provide, that is not available with anyone else. That is, that's providing a Power App solution. So you don't have to use, Power Apps if you don't want to, or don't have the level of competency internally. You could just use OnePlan and Project for the web and Project Desktop, which is the other option. In terms of sensitive information, within OnePlan, we have groups and configuration of groups to segment users to certain data. If you're using the accelerator, then you would use the Power Apps. Also have to use the Power Apps capabilities to develop a security model. So it's a little bit more complex, but you can achieve the same thing. Within OnePlan, like I said, we have we define security groups, and that's how we segment information to users and features also. So the second, I want to show one more capability or one more scenario. So the scenario I want to talk now, I'm going to take you to the ultimate level, which is, okay, we really want to add a lot more than just basic project portfolio management capabilities. We want to actually have a full solution that incorporates strategy, that incorporates a lot of different elements, and that's where we bring we continue to build on the Power App. So you can see this is a much more developed solution that has we have the timesheet in my work. Okay, so I'm still in a Power App, Project Power App. It's just that we've actually gone and added the strategy component to it. We've added demand management by having ideas and requests. And we have now portfolios also showing programs, projects, are the OnePlan portfolio, which is analyzer, and then modeler here also, which I just showed, and then resource management. So again, this is an EPMO scenario that's using the Project Power App, but has also decided to, again, complete the capabilities by leveraging OnePlan. So, and again, this is, literally connecting to the OnePlan SaaS because this site, exists within OnePlan, on its own. So, again, you're just leveraging Power Apps to get to that additional capability. Let me see if this is connected. Oh, this one is not. I think I need to go to another site. But the concept here is that what we're doing is embedding OnePlan within the accelerator, and then building it to give you every capability that you're looking for to address your scenario. Now, if we went to OnePlan standalone, again, which is not as complex, and here this is the same site for strategic portfolio management, but within OnePlan standalone. And by the way, I get the benefit of having Project for the Web, Planner, Project Desktop Client, Azure DevOps, and you can see the Teams integration that is really important because that's where we actually executing the projects. If you want to bring the third-party tools, you can see that we have other projects that are being done with other solutions outside of Microsoft. So we give you the ability to bring those in also. The concept in terms of managing a plan type is you have a series of tabs that you see here, the most important one being details. That is a project form. We have a life cycle that's driven by Power Automate. And the project manager is evolving the item and moving it to through the different life cycle stages, which can be automated. If you need support in generating a business case, you can use Sophia GPT to do that. And I won't do it now, but if we need to write a description for this plan, I can go through and do that, and you can copy paste it and edit it. The rest of the form, you can see there's prioritization values. If you wanted to do association to key results, again, now we're at the highest level, most sophisticated level where we're actually doing alignment. Schedule data that's coming from the schedule, financial data that's coming from the financial planner, effort summary data, and then also the rest of your form that you would want to build. We also snapshot and track indicators, by the way, so you can also do that. And then finally, status information. There is a specific status report page also that is snapshotted, but you could do it also within details. So with the same capabilities that I showed in the Project Power App are shown here, which is, okay, I have ideation. I can, evolve ideas through a business case and then convert them into projects. Again, it has a separate life cycle from the project life cycle. And then when I'm ready to, take a proposed item that's been approved, I can actually, reorganize it and convert it into a project. And then the project manager can continue, the process of developing the business case within the portfolio. If you're then moving, project manager can continue doing that work as I was showing before. And then when you're ready, whether it's in this step or the following step where you're developing your schedule, you can go through and do prioritization. And here you have your prioritization values. Again, by this time the full business case has been developed, and you can either here or through our modeler, where I was showing the modeler in the accelerator, we can go through and approve projects, turn projects active because we're gonna execute them. You can see resource load here, also, but if you really want to do what if scenarios, it's best to then you go to the modeler in order to do your what if scenarios. And let me go to one that has scenarios already built, so then you can see my $10 million budget and the summary values of what I'm able to achieve with that budget. So 22 projects versus 28 projects, close to what we have available. And there's a lot more here. Here's where you would do your what if for resource planning. And you can also, do resequencing of your projects. This one that's proposed, maybe we want to do it much later. Does that actually resolve the resource conflict that we have? And we can actually see here what might be creating this product launch. We might have to replace this resource, so we can go to the project and replace the resource. So you would do that within Modeler. That's what you're looking at right now. And again, if we go back to our portfolio, we're still leveraging all of the Microsoft tooling. So we haven't lost anything from our investment in Project Desktop Client, Project for the Web Planner, and Teams, and Azure DevOps even. So so that's OnePlan. Again, not using the accelerator, but OnePlan standalone while leveraging all the capabilities of M365 and also integrating external data for a full scenario. So I hope you were able to get some insights from the presentation on how OnePlan is a full feature strategic portfolio management pure play. It maximizes M365. We give you the capability to focus and improve project portfolio management using the Microsoft Cloud. And then we give you the greatest flexibility because there's different ways of deploying it, especially if you're migrating from Project Server, Project Online, and give you the shortest time to value without having any great dependency on Power Apps or any other solution. Also, the ability to integrate external data, I think, is really important. There's no, right now, we live in collaborative work management environments where there's multiple tools within an organization, within your organization. So we need to be able to manage that and give you the ability to bring that data in from all those different solutions. So please visit our webinar links. We have more webinars coming, telling our story and our capabilities. I briefly mentioned the solutions that we have, so go ahead and initiate a trial, depending on what your scenario is. The strategic portfolio management is the most advanced one, but adaptive or agile are good, depending on your requirement set. Adaptive is probably the most flexible one of all of them. And then if you're in an agile lean portfolio management or agile portfolio management, then go ahead and start with that one. We have personalized one-on-one demos that are driven by what the problems that you're trying to solve and the requirements that you have for project portfolio management. So please make contact so that we can we can address them, and you can see how we deliver value in strategic portfolio management. So thank you for your time, and look forward to seeing you in our webinars. My contact information is there. If you have any specific question, please feel free to make contact directly, and we can address your queries. Thank you very much.